So I think the strategic inroad, the strategic prying open of this intractable Gordian knot, which is the Pakistani army. The Pakistani army needs to foment trouble with India to stay relevant in their own society. This is a given. It does not require anybody to, it's like saying that if there is a clan or if there is a family which has owned assets, whatever those assets may have been, why would they voluntarily give it away? Why would they one day have a realization कि ठीक है यार मेरे को ये सब चीज़ों की ज़रूरत नहीं, मैं सब त्याग के I will go back to becoming a professional soldier. Right. I will not have these farmhouses anymore. I will not have post-retirement mansions. I will not have assets. I mean, it's a fact that if you actually compare the financial wherewithal of a general who retires, say, from the Indian Army, or for that matter from the US Army or the British Army, and compare it with any general who retires from any country where the army has a disproportionate say, obviously you know that they are much, I mean, the Pakistani generals are to Pakistan what elected leadership would be to any other country, or a king would be to a monarchy.
With the public persona of Bollywood actors, the way young people idolize the military in Pakistan is a phenomenon unto itself. They really want to be part of it. That's the aspiration.
So there is a reason for that, and the reason is not very surprising. I mean, if you go back in history, you usually find reason for every seemingly irrational behavior of the current generation or current people. Historically, you will find it. So historically, if you see after the partition, Pakistan didn't have any heavyweight leader. Their founding father died within less than 2 years. And as soon as Jinnah died, there was a leadership vacuum. Now, try and understand what's happening in 1947. Go internet nahi hai, ye nahi hai, communication nahi hai, telephone, telegram nahi hai, telegraph nahi hai. It's all, there is no India. This is a bunch of states being cobbled together now forcibly. Some guy says, nahi, mere ko nahi aana. Nizam of Hyderabad wants a corridor to Mecca. Somebody else says, nahi, mere ko udhar jana hai. People are hedging their bets. They are seeing whether this Indian Union will survive, not survive, should we have. In this utter chaos, of 1940s, when there is no, I mean, I know it's very hard for many of the audiences right now to even imagine a time when we were in college, 5 friends, and we could go see a movie in Delhi, go to Kamal Theatre, Chanakya, and come back without mobile phones. Today you'll get lost in a mall. So imagine running a country with no communication, nothing. And at that point of time, when these two countries have been split, Pakistan has gone to, Pakistan has been created as an entity, but the leadership, the nation-building leadership, which consisted of all the titans, you can name all the titans of our founding father leaders. Right. They're all in India. So Pakistan is completely devoid of any structural leadership institute except for the army. Why? Because this is the erstwhile Indian army which was fighting under the British in the Second World War. They've just finished the Second World War. In the 1944-45, matter of fact, troops are still coming back. Koi Egypt se aa raha hai, koi Italy se aa raha hai, idhar se aa. So it is one organization that is working like a well-oiled machinery. And so as soon as there's a civilian leadership vacuum in Pakistan, the military leader takes over. And once Ayub Khan takes over, or any military leader takes over, why would a dictator ever let go? So, putting it very as a metaphor, the Pakistani army is to Pakistan what the IAS or the civil services is to India.
Right.
And the Pakistani ISI is to Pakistan what the IFS used to be to India. That the toppers, the foreign service mein jayega, right. The foreign service mein jayega. But to the Pakistani youth, the path ahead is the military and the ISI, because who are the role models? They're the guy running the country. They have massive, mansions. They have wealth. They have. When you take an impressionable I'm sure there are millions of youngsters who are looking at you and hoping to follow your footsteps. Aren't they?
I would ask them to turn around.
Oh, yeah, that's a separate story. That's a separate story. But they're going to.
yeah.
I'm sure you
No,
did it
you're right.
also.
Yeah.
So wherever you see a role modeling happening, that's where the youth will go. Now there is an irony there. In some sense, the cream of their society, or rather the army gets the defense forces gets the pick of the cream of their society.
Sure.
Right. Which is not the same story in India increasingly now. So in many ways, if you were to look at this problem at a strategic solutioning, yes, you have to do something tactical because you have to satisfy many stakeholders. One of the stakeholders is just the Indian population, which is baying for blood now.
Yeah,
saying that you got to give us some blood.
Yep.
We have to show us blood. So blood has to be shown and some activity has to happen. The challenge really there for the leadership and for all of us actually, we all seem to think that we are arm's length away from a war that is taking place.
Right, no.
12 घंटे अगर बिजली बंद होगी ना तब बॉम्बे वालों को पता लगेगा कि लड़ाई की शुरुआत कैसे होती है, ब्लैकआउट क्या होता है, एनर्जी क्या होता है, and all of those things. So let's not go there.
Right.
And when body bags start coming back, the appetite for this warmongering or warhood, it's one thing to ask for it, another thing to actually
Absorb it and watch it. Yep.
Right? Because you go to war, no matter what happens, you're going to get hurt.
Body
you're going to
bags,
get wounded. You're not the US who will send bloody Patriot missiles or Tomahawk missiles halfway across the world and drone them out. You will have to enter. You will have to sort of. It's exactly the same equation. If you want to cause damage that is punitive enough, you will have to take risk that can be dangerous enough.
Guys, if you're interested in more content like this where it actually makes you think and explore how you think inside your head, dude, subscribe, man.